As the movie begins, we are shown two bikers performing stunts. Both of them were sons. The daughter's name is Johnny, and while doing the stunt, Johnny's bike gets out of balance and he falls. After the start, Johnny's father angrily says, "Look, today it happened, but let's keep your focus on your work." When he goes home, his eyes fall on a paper that has fallen down. When he picks it up and reads it, it is clearly written that his father has chest cancer. He gets very upset, and to divert his attention, he goes to repair his bikes. Then an old man comes there and says that, "Johnny, I like your biking skills very much, and maybe someday you will work for me too." Johnny asks him, "Do you have a show too?" So he says yes, the greatest sorrow in the world. After that, he tells him that your father has cancer. So Johnny wonders, "Who told you?" He says, "Leave this thing. I can tell your father exactly, but in return you will have to accept one thing from me." Johnny asks him that, "Let us tell you how much money you will take for this thing." Then the old man says, "Kita Mahari Soul, i.e. your RS." On this, Johnny starts laughing a lot because he is not getting Vicky on these things. The old man gives him the contract paper, and as Johnny begins to read it, a pin prickles in his hand, causing a thread of blood to come from his hand and hit the paper. The man snatches the on-track paper from him and says this is enough. Then the scene changes and we see Johnny pack. He thought it might be his dream. Johnny nervously goes to his father and says, "Are you okay?" So his father further says that, "I was feeling very strange for a few days. I was getting very weak due to my illness, but this morning I was told by the doctor that I am absolutely fine and I'm also healthy. I'm spreading out." Just then he starts going out for his strength. Then Johnny is also asked to go with him, but see that Johnny is busy somewhere else. When asked by his father, he says that, "I like a girl. His name is Roxy and his father wants to send him away, so I want to go with him from here." He tells his father how long I will continue to do stunts on this bike. "I want to do something new." On hearing this, his father gives him a key, and this key is of the bike that Johnny wanted to ride since childhood. And at the same time, he wishes him that your new journey is good. And as soon as he says this, he goes away. That Johnny's friend's name is Roxy, and then he is shown to us on the same bike. There was so much noise. This was the place where Johnny's father had gone to do stunts. On finding out, Johnny comes to know that his father's bike had an accident, due to which he died. Then he comes across the same man who made him sign the contract back. Johnny was very upset about his father's death, and in this trouble, he slips while riding a bike and falls very badly, and here the man is shown again. Seeing him, Johnny angrily says, "Why don't you leave me? You didn't kill my father. How did you know he had cancer?" The old man says that, "I have just cured his cancer, but how could he come in our deal?" He comes close to Johnny and puts his hand on his chest and says that, "I will come again," and says that, "Forget your friends, your relatives, and your love. You will now work under me." All this shocks Johnny, and he falls and his eyes become red like an eye. Then he goes to Roxy. They both had to go together from Zeus' place, but he does not go to her, but goes ahead. Then we are shown the scene a few years later when Johnny had become a huge stuntman. Here Johnny had to do a very dangerous stunt, under which Johnny gets an accident while crossing too many cars in his bike, and he himself falls very hard. When all the people come to him, they close their eyes and are afraid. After a while, his eyes open and he asks if my bike is okay. They all say that yes. People get very surprised that they did not get hurt at all. Also, the news breaks on TV that Johnny is a very strong stuntman and nothing can happen to him. Johnny's friends tell him that it seems that an angel saves your life. Then Johnny further says that an angel or devil. Then we are shown a scene of a load where a man comes, and as soon as he comes, everything starts to freeze. People knew him as Blackheart. He goes inside and starts killing everyone, but there were 3 people who were not human. "What are you doing coming here for?" he asks. He says that, "I have come here to take all the contracts. He is hidden here in a poor graveyard, and you help me find him." He says that as soon as I got that contract, we are a secret to the whole world. "Will do." One of them asks, "What will happen to your father?" Then we are shown his father, and this is the old man JIS had signed a contract with Johnny. He goes to his father and asks him to give me the custody of everything. "Now it's my time." His father says that yes, your time will also come, but children, this is my time. Blackheart tells his father, "You know, you can't hurt me standing here." His father says that, "I will not leave my rider." Blackheart dawns him and tells him that, "Ghost Rider, I'll bury you both alive," and he leaves. This old man was a devil, and Ghost Rider worked under him. We are then shown Johnny getting ready for the biggest jump ever. Some reporters come there to interview him. Then Johnny says that I do not give interview to anyone. Then a girl's voice comes from behind that will you not give interview to your friend also? In fact, she was Roxy. So Johnny comes to her and starts his interview. Those people, Johnny, who go there to do stunts, there are 6 big helicopters instead of cars, and today Johnny had to jump over these helicopters. The time has come. Jumping is also shown that Johnny jumped very comfortably. Everyone is surprised. After this, he goes to meet Roxy, who is very angry with him. That's because they had to go somewhere together. But Johnny did not come till the meeting. But Johnny somehow convinces him, and at 8 p.m. they hold a meeting. When Johnny is getting ready, he sees that his hands were very red, and when he puts water on him, he sees that smoke starts coming out of his hands, and then he hears his name. When Johnny looks back, no one is there, but he sees his bike start. After that, we are shown the same old devil. Johnny says, "Stay away from me." So what do you want from me? He further says that it can never happen that I stay away from you. I've been with you all these years, but yes, I'll be here when you get your work done fine and kill 10000. Heart to my guy tells Juniors, "I'll never do it. Why don't you do it yourself?" The old man tells Chitano that it cannot happen. "You will do my work because you have signed a contract, and as soon as the work is done, I try to start your bike, but it does not start." At the same time, when the old man hits his stakes on the ground, the tires of the bike become red and come at a very high speed. Due to 20 feet, things around start flying, and that bike catches fire. She wants it so fast that she throws Johnny away. After this, we are shown Johnny's body, which at this time was completely hidden in the fire. His body had become a full eye. Now Johnny had become the Ghost Rider. At the same time as Black goes to Hart and says, "You're a rule breaker. You didn't do well. After breaking the rules, you go back to Jahannam." But instead of listening to him, Blackheart gets 3 of his men to attack him, and they give him under the truck. They realize it's probably dead and leave, but Ghost Rider was still alive, but the driver was there. Roast Rider burns him to ashes. Going a little ahead, he sees a woman from whom a robber is snatching her purse. He rescues that woman safely and holds her, and says that I feel the pain of all the people whom you have killed and looted till date. After that, he starts feeling the pain of all of them, which leads to his death. These fat Ghost Riders had a power that allowed them to punish people for their sins. After this, we realize that the place from where the Ghost Rider's bike passes becomes red from the Ida happens. Then we see Johnny come back to his original state, saying that he is unconscious. It was a graveyard, but when he comes to his senses, he is in a room, and when he comes out of the room, he sees an old man. He was the caretaker of the cemetery. He tells her that what happened yesterday will happen again today. John asks, "Who are you?" He tells her that whatever I am, but I know that you are a Cost Rider, and without my help, you cannot live long. The Cost Rider says that no, I do not want to take anyone's help now. So the old man tells him that you have made a contract, so he will have to perform it. The old man tells him, "You'll be Johnny by day and Ghost Rider by night." He asks if there was a Ghost Rider before. So the old man says that yes, 150 years ago today, there was a Ghost Rider living in a village, Samakensa. He says that Sanic was a very nice and peaceful village, but someone came there and put a distance in all this. After this, the villagers started killing their own people, and all those souls are still in that village. Johnny asks him, what is the connection of this blackest heart? Then the old man is very surprised if you. Behind him, Johnny says that there are other people with him. So the old man says that they were the first angels who were expelled to the ground, and now he's waiting for the world to end. The old man says to the men, "You are servants here, for they cannot enter the house of God." Johnny tells him that it's okay, you did well to tell me that I'm a devil hunter, but I can't stay here. When Johnny comes back, he sees that the entire city has been destroyed and no one knows who did all this. Then she is shown her friend Roxy, who was interviewing someone, but here she is angry with him because she did not meet him this time also, and she leaves from there. After that, Johnny comes to his house and reads the books written on Ghost Rider, that IT is written that if he wants, he can wipe his eye and get control over it. And then Johnny tries the same way. She takes her eyes out of his hand and comes under his control. After that, Roxy comes again and tells her, "I am sorry. I didn't want to talk to you like that, and see the picture of the two of them in Johnny's room. But Johnny tells him, "Let me drop you to your car." Johnny also did not want to do all this, but he had to do it because now it was night and the time was also coming for him to become the Ghost Rider. Roxy says, "What's the matter with you? What do you want?" Johnny tells her that if I tell you the truth, she won't want to be with me. "How's Roxy?" Once you speak, Johnny tells her everything is true, but Roxy doesn't believe it and leaves. The responsible police of all the destruction that had taken place in the city were keeping post Friday, and they arrested him and locked him in Cargill. But as soon as night falls, he melts the roots of the prison and comes out, and now he goes to meet Blackheart. When Blackheart realizes this, he tells his men to go and stop him, and the police are also following him from the other side. Here's the scene that a man of Blackheart starts running away by calling Cost Rider. Now the Cost Rider starts running after him, and behind the Cost Rider the police comes here a building, and the Cost Rider directly mounts his bike on top of that building, which people get very scared and shocked to see. Roxy sees it all and is now convinced upon reaching the top of the building. Ghost Rider captures Blackheart's man, but he doesn't care because he had the power of the wind inside him. But at the same time, the Ghost Rider takes out a chain and fills it with his own fire and begins to wrap his orchids, due to which he also burns to death. And then Johnny did it again, goes to the man who told him about the Ghost Rider. Johnny asks him how it will end, and he tells him that it will end when he kills Blackheart. Then the man takes her to the grave. A slur is written on that news, the man tells. He says that this was also a Ghost Rider, and according to the contract that Saul's had in Santa Gunza, it was sent to take Saul's, but when it saw that this work was very difficult, it did not give this contract to Beckhard and ran away from there. Blackheart wants to get this contract because he will be much more powerful than this. But don't go near your people at all, because he will use your own people against you. Now Johnny goes to Roxy, but there he sees what it is. Blackheart was already here. Blackheart grabs him by the throat, and Johnny becomes the Ghost Rider. Holding him by the throat, look into my eyes, feel the pain of all the people you've hurt or killed. Blackheart tells him that this power of yours will not work on me, because there is no cry in me, and pushes him hard as soon as he says this. And then he tells him that after today you are not with my father, rather work for me. And if you want your friend Roxy's life to be saved, meet her in San Maganza with a contract. Blackheart then leaves and takes Roxy away. Johnny, on the other hand, goes to the same old man and says that I have to save my friend in any case. The same man tells that kindly you give me this contract. Tells the old man that no will destroy the whole world, saying that please believe me. They have taken my soul, but have not bought me. There is still a feeling of love in me. So the old man also tells him that, yes, I know you did this contract not out of greed, but out of love, and that is why God is also supporting you, and I think you are the one who can kill Blackheart. After that, the old man says, let us go, okay, but the village from Sandwagon is 500 miles away from here, so we should leave now. Johnny asks, surprised, what we mean? At the same time, the old man whistles and the horse comes out from there, so he sits on that horse and he tells Johnny that my last journey is still left. They say he wears his hat. So what do we see? That he also turns into a Coast Rider. In fact, he was also a Coast Rider. And this is the same. There was the man who did not give the contract of San Vicenza to Blackheart. After that, both of them leave for San Vicenza village on their respective vehicles. As soon as he reached there, the man said that I could not walk further in the bus because I could only become a Ghost Rider once more, and this chance I saved for today, saying that he goes away from there, and Johnny is shaken inside. Blackheart's only survivor now tries to kill Cost Rider by putting him in the water. But then Johnny turns into the Cost Rider and kills him by doing the opposite underwater. He then goes to Blackheart and tells him, now you let go of Roxy, but Blackheart throws Roxy away. It's in Johnny's hands. He falls in front of Blackheart, but does not catch him, and at the same time becomes the Coast Rider. There's a lot of competition between them. That's when we are shown that the sun is coming out and Blackheart, taking advantage of this thing, the ghost picks up the rider and throws him into a place of light, where he becomes Johnny. That village was very scary to see, because there were so many souls there. At the same time, the black card picks up the contract and begins to rise higher. All the souls that are here come and be absorbed in me. Hearing this, all the souls begin to come into him, and the eyes of the black heart become very red because now he had a lot of powers. Roxy quickly goes to the Ghost Rider and tells him that it's time for us to go, which is what he needs, that's what we gave, so John tells him that no. I started this contract and now I will finish it. Roxy asks him why you were the one. So John tells him, because I'm the Ghost Rider. Blackheart then turns to John. John fires her a lot, but she doesn't care. He pushes her, and then the gun falls from his hand. He then tries to go in the dark, but Blackheart grabs him by the throat and says no more. Now, all the souls of your world are under me. All Roxy comes there and starts shooting him, due to which he gets distracted and Johnny falls from his hand. If you shoot from Roxadobra, then the neck of the Blackheart is broken here. But obviously, he doesn't have enough power to get his neck back again, and then the bullets end up in Roxy's house. So Johnny immediately says, give me this gun, and takes his hand in the dark and starts to fire, because his hand tab was made of fire, and with it, Blackheart breaks into pieces and all of his souls start to come out of it. But as I have told, he had a lot of power. So he collects all the souls again and does not return to the original form. But now Ghost Rider knew how to kill Blackheart. He goes to her and says that you also have winning souls in you. They have killed Jesus. You feel their pain. Along with this, he starts feeling that pain, and because of having so many souls, he is not able to bear all this pain, and here he finally dies. After this, we are shown the father of Blackheart, that is, the whole devil. He comes to Johnny and says that thankfully you have done my work. Now I set you free. You can start a new life if you want. A normal life. Johnny says that no. Now I will live like this and with these powers, that I will use it against you, and wherever someone is killed, I will definitely be there and I will punish you for what you have done. The old man says I will leave you, or else the Ghost Rider says we are not afraid. After this, he hits the ground with one of his loud hands and disappears from there with a loud scream. And with this, the end of the movie happens. And thanks for watching.